something is happening. But I'm telling you now, there's something coming. I believe if it's not COVID, it's going to be financial. It's going to be financial. I think that the Lord is getting ready to shake things up. So we're getting ready to be in another place where you're going to have to pivot to ride this wave, whether it's through social media, Facebook, I don't know. But there's something coming that you need to be prepared for. That you need to be saying, what do I need to do? You need to start looking and paying attention to what's going on. That's why people don't understand the times that we're in and what to do because they're nobody paying attention. This is the greatest time. There's two times in any history to get into entrepreneurship or make a pivot. When there's a startup and when there's transition.
Grace and peace, grace and peace. Listen, welcome to another episode of the Legacy Inspired podcast where I am your host, Randy. And this podcast is for new and aspiring budding entrepreneurs. So if God has given you a gift, God has given you a thought, God has given you expertise in a particular space, this podcast is specifically for you, especially if you're working a 9 to 5. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm on the journey with you. I'm yet working a 9 to 5, but I'm working on my side opportunity. I'm working on my side gig. I'm working on what they call the side hustle. And I'm trying to put my hands to work and work while it is day. Because when night cometh, hey, I'm in the Bible. No man is able to work. And so without further ado, I'm not going to get into all of the antics. I got a special guest that I want to bring to you. And I believe he's going to be a blessing to your life. He's going to be a blessing to your entrepreneurial journey and pretty much give you some tips and some things that I believe that will be very beneficial for you. And without further ado, I'm just going to bring him on. Yes, sir. There he is. What's up, my guy?
What up, my dude?
What's up, my guy, man? Listen, this guy right here, we go way back. We go
Way
way
back.
back. We got
Way
history.
back.
We got history.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
man, tell the people, listen, introduce yourself because I can't
Sure.
do it no justice. I want you
Sure.
to introduce yourself and tell the people who you are and why you are here, man.
Sure. I don't know if I'm even qualified necessarily to be here, but people think that I am. But I mean, I'm just a son who knows who his dad is, who loves business, who loves people, who loves marketing, coffee, and just all things interaction with people. So from 8 years of being in radio, to bouncing around to now really enjoying marketing like never
Yes,
before
yes, sir.
and really enjoying how to help people leverage, some of these things called like advertising. There's a difference between
Yes, sir.
marketing and advertising, but
What is
um,
the difference? What is the difference?
yeah, yeah. So advertising is the tool in the marketing tool belt to transact with people. Okay, advertising is the ability to get in front of people with your message,
Yes, sir.
so that you can handle business or transact business. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
the thing that you put out to attract people to you, or you should be attracting people to you. So marketing is the big pie. Advertisement is a slither of the pie. Marketing is how do you tell your story. And marketing, in so many words, is really storytelling. And you tell your story through a form of advertising, through ads and whatnot. So we're inundated with ads. So that's why people think ads is marketing, but marketing is brand awareness, marketing is SEO, SEM, the whole gamut, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's more than just advertising and that. So yeah, man, I love marketing. Yeah, and I love people and I love coffee. So
Yes, sir.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, listen, tell the people who you are.
Yeah.
I tell the people who you are. How do you introduce yourself?
Man, really, it's either Lev, for so many years, your boy LV, because my
Ye-
full name is Levlin, and sometimes people have a hard time saying that. So I
Yes,
try
sir.
to make it easy for people, Lev or LV. And again, man, I was just a son who knows who his dad is.
Yes, sir.
And again, I love helping people. At the end of the day, like nothing makes me more excited than seeing people have that aha moment and actually get results.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, man, you've been doing this a while, man, and you
Mhm.
made some money. And are you able to disclose like how much money have you made doing what you're doing?
I
Just
would
on
s-
air.
I would say on average, I've been able to help people make money.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I was a marketing director for an agency that made minimum 3 million a year. I was there for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
I've been able, so I would probably say I have been responsible throughout my career,
Yes, sir.
maybe 50 to $100 million if I put
Oh
everything
wow.
together.
Wow. Wow.
If I put
Wow.
everything
That's big.
together, like,
That's big. Y'all,
yeah,
listen, if that doesn't qualify him to speak on this podcast, then I don't know what is.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what is. I don't know what is. Lev, man, since you
Mhm,
made some money,
mhm,
doing what you're doing what you love to do. Listen, I want to go back because you've
yeah,
already made that social proof statement.
yes,
You already qualified to talk about what you're talking about, what you're good
mhm,
at, and
mhm,
what's your special sauce.
yeah,
But beyond all of that, you wasn't always this guy running, doing Facebook ads and just making money online
nope,
and things of that nature. Let's
nope,
let's go back, man. Let's go back to the bedrock. Now.
yeah,
Let's
mhm,
go back to the bedrock.
yeah.
What was Lev pre business owner, pre
Yeah.
entrepreneur?
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur, always.
Okay,
However, I didn't know I was one, right? So
okay,
I've always been even as a kid, I would collect pop cans in the neighborhood, knock on doors, and have pop cans. The reason I'm saying pop cans because in Michigan, if you're not from Michigan, you
yeah,
turn in pop cans. It's 10
yes,
cents
sir.
per bottle or can, and I would take that money, buy baseball. I mean, not baseball, basketball, trading cards, toys, save all my money, and get a video game. As a kid, shovel snow, the stereotypical stuff,
Right.
that kids can do. And I think my first real job without taxes was me working for a therapist, just
Oh
helping
wow.
young men open up in therapy to actually have conversations to make $10 a session there. I used to make $10 a Sunday playing the drums at church.
Oh
So I've
wow.
always been a go-getter. It's in my DNA. But prior to that, man, I was always just, in radio. I would probably say it's where it all started for me. Back in college, interning at a local radio station and worked my way up to being the promotions director on air talent and also was like second in command at another station in Lansing, Michigan for a brief stint. And after leaving radio, life really happened, right? So the entrepreneurial bug came back. And this was 2015, actually,
Oh wow.
2014, 2015.
Okay.
So worked in radio, lost my job in radio, I think 2015. And I said, it was a pivotal moment. We all hear those stories, right? Like, what do you do? And it's like the romanticism of entrepreneurship. And I said, I'm gonna follow my passion.
Right.
And I started working. I was working at Starbucks part time. I was collecting unemployment the other part, and I was trying to get married that same year. So I got
Wow.
terminated in March and was getting married in September. So in between that time, believing God to help me take care of myself and get married and all that good stuff, I got into the world of coffee. But I only wanted to do a YouTube channel at that time. I just wanted to do YouTube, vlogging, all that stuff because I felt that that was the way to go. And then I got into coffee and I just wanted to talk about coffee because I came from radio, talking, came from, took my passion, took something that was
Right.
important to me, which was
Right.
drinking as a kid, drinking coffee with my grandmother. So I did that. And then out of nowhere, I had the opportunity to have my own coffee business.
Wow.
So, successfully did that. No advertising, not knowing what I'm doing, just hustling. I made a nice, pretty penny, made over 10 grand in 1 year selling coffee with no advertising, no store, no nothing, just straight hustling grit. I'm talking about I used to keep coffee in the car,
Right.
bruh. You feel
Right.
me? I'm driving out around Flint. They're like, ain't you the coffee dude? I went from the
Right.
radio guy to the coffee dude and
Right.
was just booming with coffee, just boom, boom, hit him
Selling
with
it
some
like
tea.
selling it like they do when they be in the plaza parking lots, DVDs,
Listen,
CDs.
listen. I was
Right.
out here like it was illegal. I was selling
Right.
it like it was an illegal substance, if you
Right.
understand what I'm saying.
Right. Right.
So
So
did that and
what you
yeah,
were you doing that in Flint or were you
yeah.
doing that? You were doing that in Flint?
Yeah, man, in Flint, and just use my relationships, not knowing. Now, let me pause right here because this could be I hope this could be some good information for somebody who's
Yes,
listening.
sir.
You can hear my story, and it's
Do it,
cool.
do it,
But let me
do it.
help you. Like maybe you are at a place where you're at the first leg of entrepreneurship, and you're just getting out there. You got your LLC, and you got all the good stuff you set up, and you got your product, your good or your services, and you're making a little bit of money, and you don't necessarily have the information or the access or the exposure to something because I didn't have like Randy, I don't know everything about coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But I knew enough to get started. So if you
Mm-hmm.
there, you just need enough to get started and do the best you can with what you have. Now, let me be honest as we tell the story, because when COVID came out, COVID came at the end of me crowdfunding for some money to grow the business. And I had to shut everything down due to COVID. And at that time, transitioned to managing a coffee shop. So I had to put my brand down and manage a coffee shop. Okay. So now picking it back up here in 2023, I look back and I said, man, I was doing really good. Like, even though it was guerrilla marketing and advertising,
Right,
and
right.
I was like, if I would have never stopped, where would I be today? So if you're
Mm-hmm.
listening to this podcast, you watching right now, and you do it you're doing the best you can. You getting that t-shirt, you putting it on the front and you putting it in front of you. Do the best you can with what you have and don't quit. Now again, COVID came. I promise if COVID wouldn't have happened, I was on the cusp of getting some things done. We was talking about, possibly getting a cart. There was just some great things that would have happened for the company, the Daily Brew Coffee. And man, it just now that I look at it, I should have never stopped. I should have
Mm.
never ever stopped
Right.
because I was on to something.
You
So
was on
now
to
I
something.
gotta warm up the market again, do the best I can, but I'm sharper now, better
What what
now.
ma- what what made you stop?
I mean, I just didn't understand how COVID would affect me shipping stuff. Like we didn't know what COVID was. I was scared to do, to send people coffee. I was just scared. I didn't know, right? I didn't know what was going on. And then I got the bug of more digital marketing, started to be a little bit more attractive, being able to make, a nice living from home. So
Right.
it was never intentional to put it down. It was never my choice, but I just didn't, you know, having to package coffee, had to be around people. You know how COVID was,
Right,
right? I
right,
mean,
right.
it just didn't. I didn't know. I didn't know if I should keep selling coffee or what, or if I send a bag and I have it, does it stay on the bag and people get it? Do now they got COVID? Like I didn't know much about it, so I just said it's just best for me to put that down. And I really picked up digital advertising and really learned a lot by working at a couple of agencies.
That's
So
dope,
yeah,
man. That's super dope. That's super dope. So
yeah,
you
man.
you 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 going back, you came from Flint, came
Yes,
from the
sir.
stomping grounds.
Come on. Hey,
With
Big Red.
come on, Doc, biking
Hey,
city,
hey,
biking
y'all.
city.
Y'all don't know. Me and Randy used to go to the same barber, by the way.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I think
sir.
I think both of
Hey,
our ceilings are
hey,
missing.
hey, I'm covering it right now. I'm covering right now. I ain't got
Shout
nothing.
out to
I ain't got
Steve.
nothing
What
up
up,
there.
Steve?
I ain't
My
got nothing
guy.
up there. But yeah, me and Lev, we go way back. I mean, Flint Town,
Yeah, man.
biking
Yep.
city,
Yes, sir.
play sports and all of those different type of
Hmm.
things, not
Hmm.
knowing that all of those things would lead us up to this moment right now.
Yes, sir.
So this is definitely amazing. This is
Yeah, man.
definitely amazing. So I just want you to dive really deep
Yeah,
into why should someone start a business online?
man. Because of the opportunity to change your life for the rest of your life, and the opportunity to really um, generational wealth. Right. We're living in the greatest era of humanity today
Why you say that?
because we have tools. Let me just take it this way as an example. Facebook is the most powerful advertising tool known to man ever. All right, hold on.
Okay. You got to dig deep
Think about it.
because a lot of people don't
Third,
know, because a lot of people don't know that. because we're so used to and so accustomed just to scroll.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
we're not aware of how powerful we can utilize these free platforms.
Free
Free
99.
platforms. This is
Free.
free real estate that you can now take your idea and monetize your skill.
All right, let me give you an example of this. I want to give examples to say here's the point, and then I'll give an example.
Yes, sir.
This phone right here that I have in my hand, it's an iPhone. If you team Android, whatever, I got a phone, right? I have more technology in this phone than Ronald Reagan had in the White House.
Say that again. Say that again. Say
I
that
have
again.
more technology in my cell phone today than Ronald Reagan had in the White House. Now let me help you out. Let me help you all out real quick. I'm confident that the majority of mobile phone users probably use 20 to 30% of their phones. But this
I
is with
agree.
us everywhere. We take
I
this
agree.
everywhere, right? So transition that to the internet with Facebook. Facebook has carved out their ability to know so much about you because of your behavior online, what you post, what you don't post. There's over 52,000 informational points that Facebook has on each individual user.
Wow.
So when you're talking about a machine that allows you to advertise, you can put out a message today and start getting sales today, like literally today, right?
It,
At the time of recording, you can put an ad out and start making money,
so I can do this even as a beginner.
even as a beginner. But do
No.
not boost a post.
Yeah. Right. Right.
All
Right.
right,
Right.
don't
Right.
boost a
Right.
post, right?
Yeah.
So, as an example, back in the day, how did you have to advertise? You had to
Take
use
us there, man.
advertising agency. You would have to spend money on the radio, spend money in a newspaper. All those what we call traditional forms of marketing. Well, just as competitive as social media is today, it was competitive back then, and it was very expensive. So the only people who could play in the advertising game was those who had a big business, and then those who were like you and I, we had to be strategic and hack the phone book. We had to be strategic and hit the ground running and handing out pamphlets. Our marketing and our advertising require a lot of human work to get it done. So thus it was expensive, whether it was expensive through your pockets or your time. Again, I can put an ad in front of you in less than 20 minutes and start making money in the same day.
Wow.
As cheap as $5 a day.
So you're saying that I can take $5 out of my pocket,
150 a month. Yep.
150 a month,
Yep. That's
and I can
$5 a day.
exactly, and I can take my idea.
Yeah.
I can take what I'm proficient in.
Yes.
So if I'm good at sewing,
Yes.
and I want to monetize and teach people how to sew, I can create a Facebook ad
Yes.
and target people that are specifically interested
Interested.
in
Yep.
sewing.
Yep.
And Facebook will syndicate all of that ad to those persons that are in my targeted audience, and I
Yep.
can attract them to me
Yes.
to buy from me or buy my
Yes.
course teaching them how to sew, or
Yes.
buy my course teaching them how to speak, buy my
Yes.
course teaching them how to do whatever I'm good at.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Starting as little as $5. Now, let me be very clear and very realistic. I don't want to paint a rosy picture, right? Whoever spends the most wins the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can get started with $5 a day, and you can start making money with $5 a day.
That
Now,
sound
how
like
long
Dan
does it?
Henry.
Right. So how long does it take you to start making $5 a day? That's up to you. But the more you spend, he who spends the most wins. So can you get started with $5 a day? Yes. Does that mean that you're going to build a multi-billion-dollar business with only $5 a day? If that was so, we would not be podcasting. We will be
Right.
spending $5 a day. And so again, I want to be very clear. You have the capabilities of doing things on Facebook that you could not, our parents could not do. Now we have this tool. People don't use it. People don't want to use it. Listen, I got folks spending $5 a day getting like almost $100 back, and
Wow.
that's like real. Like I can literally show you those numbers today. So yeah, man, I've helped people use Facebook advertising. And this is what I tell people, Randy, is that listen, if you do it right, you can create your own ATM.
Right, right. Cool.
Here's what I
So
mean by that. You put $1 in. If you know what you're doing and how to do it, you can um, um, predict a 4x return. So
okay,
every dollar you put in, you put $4 back if you know how to do it and do it well. And that's what I'm able to do with clients when I have the time to do it, and do it for myself and those around me, my friends. I got folks now made over 3 grand so far this month with only spending about $1,600.
wow, wow. So speak to that person that what if I don't know anything about Facebook ads? What if I don't want to do it myself? So how what does that look like?
Sure. I recommend that you get out of your ego and get off your do nothing and do something. You need to learn how to use the platform for yourself or have some working knowledge before you hire someone like me or you hire someone that's not like me who will take
Okay.
advantage of you and take you for a ride because you do not know. I see that all the time.
So
Okay. People
where do I learn how to do it for myself to get a working knowledge?
free. I'm gonna show you how to learn how to for free 99. Facebook and all these platforms have courses and certification programs on how to use their platform for you to change your life for the rest of your life. You have no excuse. Or you can pay someone and they teach you, and that speeds up the learning curve or that speeds up the strategy curve. But you can learn how to run Facebook ads for free 99 on Facebook's platform. I have no excuse. You can do it on Google, TikTok, do the same thing. All of them. They don't mind you learning how to use their platform. They're gonna make
Right.
money off of it. So go learn for free. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to pay nobody else to teach you. But if you want someone, if that's what you need a little bit more personalized approach. Hire a coach, hire an agency to come along, and there's tons of people out here that'll teach you how to run ads. But if when that doesn't always mean it's going to turn out for you. You got to get someone who can actually teach you
But
how
you
to
I
do it
mean
right.
but you I mean you the way it sounds, it seems as if you have to be a little bit techie
Nope.
to be able to uh
Nope.
you don't have to be techie.
If you know how to post on Facebook, if you know how to use Facebook, you can run ads. Now, if you want to run really good ads and make money, like I'm saying, and I'm not making these claims that everybody can do it because everybody can't, right? It's meritocracy. Okay. So if you understand marketing, if you understand advertising, if you understand human behavior, which every individual listening to me right now pretty much gets it because you see advertising overwhelming you every day. You know human behavior because you're a human and you know how to behave and you know how you are wired. You can still make money. It's not difficult. It's not hard. Now, am I making a lot of money off of it? No, because I got other irons in the fire right now. When I
Okay.
want to turn it up, I can turn it up. Believe that. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is you don't I don't want you have no excuse, you have no reason why you can't learn this. I'm telling you, you can learn the platform for free. And if you pay a couple, maybe $200, you can get certified in it. Then you can start charging people for you to run their ads. So you who's ever watching this, it's just you don't want to learn it. You don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. That's totally fine.
So
You-
like what so you saying that I can learn this
Yeah,
for free 99. If
free
I want to
99.
invest in a coach, I can spend a few $100s and invest in a specialized coach that will
Yeah.
take me through their proprietary method on how to run ads specifically on Facebook. And
Hmm.
just walk me through the psychology on running these ads.
Yeah.
What am I putting on ads? Because it's not just simple posting. What am I putting
No.
in these ads?
No.
What am I doing when it comes to
Yeah.
these ads?
So what I recommend if you are wanting to learn about Facebook ads, you want to get into it and you want to do it well, you want to make sure that the money you spend are being spent well. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you learn a skill called direct response marketing.
Okay.
direct response marketing.
What is direct response marketing? I know what it is,
Yeah,
but for
yeah, yeah.
for audience ears, say it.
Yeah, I would make it. I guess the easiest way, or the way that I like to articulate it, may not be how everybody agree, is marketing that directs a response from the reader, the consumer, however. So how do I get someone? How do I put a message in front of them and get them to act, to take a specific action? Follow me on Instagram, buy my course, buy my product, or do A, B, C, D, whatever.
Call to
I
action.
call to action heavy, right? So, you can buy books online, you can do audio books, you can listen to the greats. You mentioned Dan Kennedy. You, so many of them that's out there that you can learn from. Eugene Schwartz, Todd Brown is active right now. I mean, it's just tons. Like, it's just look up direct response marketers and start consuming their content, and start there. It's a skill, okay? It's a skill set, but man, we living in the greatest time, Randy, that you know, I use Chat GPT, but I know how to use Chat GPT because
How
I
do
know
you
direct.
use Chat GPT to run ads?
Bro,
Let's talk about
bro,
that because we
bro,
living in the world of AI, and
man, listen,
I use AI for my podcast as well. If I
bro,
run into a content drought,
yeah,
I go to Chat GPT. But the
yeah,
thing is, a lot of people are scared and apprehensive of these AI tools. Now, I don't use every AI tool,
sure, sure,
but
sure. I don't.
you have to be you have to use wisdom,
Yep.
and if you from the church, you from the church side, you got to use what is called discernment. Because
Yeah.
I saw this one AI tool. It was called God. It was called God something. It had God something in it, and I
Mhm.
was like, nah, I don't know about that. But
Yeah.
I do use Chat GPT faithfully
Sure.
to
Ridiculously
help me
amount of.
generate content and things of that nature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So let me say let me. There's a lot you said, a lot. So let me address most
No,
of
no,
what you
you're good.
said. Number one, we have nothing to fear with Chat GPT. Let me just or AI. As a faith-based believer, we have the greatest piece of technology, and it's been around since humans were created.
Right.
AI will never be able to remove faith or revelation out of the playbook. I promise you. You don't need. I mean, like, man, listen. AI ain't got nothing on that, right?
Right.
So I don't want anybody to be spooked by it. I get why people are, but anything that's new, we get spooked by it, right? Facebook came. You know, when people think Facebook was the devil, or Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg is the antichrist. I mean, all this stuff. Like, come on, people. Let's chill out. That's number one.
Right.
That's just my personal opinion. Live how you live, right?
You're right.
So using chat, I always tell people, if you were not good at a skill prior to Chat GPT, you're probably not going to be good at the skill with Chat GPT because it's a tool. It's neutral, right?
What you
So
mean by that?
if you were not good with a hammer before Chat GPT, you're not going to be good with a hammer because of Chat GPT. That makes sense. So
Okay.
because I understand direct response marketing, I know what to give Chat GPT to get the information back. So Chat GPT or any AI is neutral. If you don't give it what it needs to give you what you need, then you just getting the output and you just gonna run with it because you don't know anything.
So
So
let me ask you this. So how do you use ChatGPT? What am I
sure.
putting for those that and I know there's a lot of people that have ChatGPT. I just saw a post just recently before hopping on here that said, "Bro, listen, ChatGPT, is what it is. It's the thing right now. It's the secret
Yeah.
sauce. So
Yeah.
what am I putting into ChatGPT in order to get what I need out? So
I'll
teach
give you
me.
an example. Give you a
Yeah.
quick example of this from an advertising perspective. One of the things, and I work at a marketing agency now, and when I came to this agency, they Chat GPT like AI up, like the CEO, like use it, just use it well. I want you guys to use it so well that you actually put yourself out of a job, right? He said, I want to be able to fire you because you cracked the code with AI. Okay. So I get what he's saying. So I ain't tripping. So I had a coworker who's no longer there. He was heavy ChatGPT, ChatGPT. And he was just putting stuff in and just getting all this stuff back. He was like, yeah, like to how he would do he would use ChatGPT to help him do his job. Well, if you're not good at your job before ChatGPT, you're not going to be good with it now. We got that clear, right? So the things that you want to give them from an advertising direct response perspective, let's give a true example. You need to ask ChatGPT by first giving them the role, giving you a framework, role, objective. Okay, so act as this. Here's your objective. Okay, now give me this. Okay, does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
So with that, I know as a marketer, I need to know what are the demographics, what are the psychographics, what are, I need to know everything about my ideal customer, avatar, whatever you buy, whatever you call it, buyer persona, whatever you call it. ChatGPT give me everything I need to know. Now you need to know what to ask to get everything you need to know. You need to know what are they, what are their triggers, what makes them feel like you need to use ChatGPT to get into the head of your buyer. Now when I get into the head of my buyer, I can now say ChatGPT, what are they hearing, thinking, smelling, tasting? What are their five senses? How are they experiencing the world
Right.
through their senses? Help me understand that, right? So now I know what they're having, the conversation they're having up here. Now I
Okay.
know what they're feeling in here. Now, ChatGPT, based on all of this information, how do I talk to this person if I have this product, good, or service?
Mm.
So now it helps me learn how to. So I'm telling you, it's probably the most powerful thing. This is worth a lot of money I'm giving you right now. Don't
Mhm.
just hear this and just go over because you need to learn how to get here and here, so that they give you their wallet, that
So
they give you
ChatGPT, so
it. Okay,
ChatGPT does the work for you.
man, listen.
So once ChatGPT produces what it needs to produce for you, do I leave with that? Do I run with that? Do I
Yes
need
and
to
no.
add?
Yeah,
Okay.
I always add because I know because I can do it by hand. I know how to do it on a computer. That's
Okay.
why it's so important, right? Not to just run with AI, because then you can look really silly thinking you're doing something. And if you didn't know how to do it, that's why I keep harping on that. I keep going back to that. So now I know what this information is, and now I can say, okay, Chat GPT, I need a Facebook ad copy that speaks to this person in this tone, this amount of characters,
Right.
no emojis, add emoji. I give it so much. I even take an example of some ad copy that's good, make it sound like this or use this as inspiration. I give it so. If you don't feel like you tired of putting in to the machine,
Right.
please don't expect to get a lot out or a lot that's going to be good,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
So
Before you go, what is copy? For those that may not know,
yes,
what is copy?
so copy is pretty much the written words that you see in like a caption on social media or on a poster or whatever. It's copywriting. It's short for copywriting. Definitely look
Gotcha.
it up.
Gotcha.
That skill will never get old. Listen, people make a lot of money if you can do copy really, really well. It never goes out. It will never, ever, ever, ever go out of style.
So
ChatGPT
if I
will
love,
never
so if
do it.
I love writing, if I'm very
Man,
proficient at
if
writing,
you can write, you can make a lot of
storytelling,
money.
you can make a lot of money.
A lot of money because everybody can't write. Everybody can't, tell a story. But if you can craft it in a way that gets people to take action and spend some money, you will never ever, ever have to worry about another job again. But again, I don't want to fantasize this because it takes work, right? I
Right.
think I'm decent at copy. I think. Um, but there's people who specialize in I just like, man, how did you do that?
Hmm.
Like, how did you do it? It's a skill. Again, you have to have some level of skill to use AI for AI to do the work for you to save you time. So you get people jump into these social media posting about AI, this and this. What is your skill set? You see what I'm saying? So
Got you.
those who are winning with AI are people who already have a skill set or understand the skill. And you can ask ChatGPT, what do I need to know about becoming a better copywriter? What do I need to know? You have to know what to ask the question. You got to know, you have to be a good question asker. You got to be able to ask great questions. I don't care what you do. The smartest people in the world, the wealthiest people
Right.
in the world know how to
Right.
ask the right questions
Right.
at the right time with the right people.
So is there like some prompts that I can learn that I can go find in order to plug into ChatGPT, because I may not know exactly, and I know you shared it just moments ago, but
Yeah,
are there other prompts that I can go find? Is there something like can I Google
for sure.
ChatGPT
For
prompts
sure.
to
For sure.
put into ChatGPT so I know I'm asking the right question? I know I'm giving ChatGPT the right information to produce for me
Hmm.
the results that I need. Is there something that I can
Man,
go
let me tell
find?
y'all, I Google it, bro. I even though I know what I know, I
Hmm.
still Google. Excuse me, I still Google. I'm still looking. I'm always in the market. Like I may not post a lot on social, but that don't mean I ain't on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I may use ChatGPT a lot, but that don't mean I ain't learning how to get better at it. Like,
Exactly.
okay, because what you give it determines what you receive. So I'm always looking at it. So I went just the other day. I put it in Google. Some videos came up on YouTube. I typed them word for word, and then I'm like, okay, let me see how this works for me. Right?
Mm.
Let me see how this works for me. Like, what's happening? So again, I just want to encourage people who are watching: test, 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 test. Great marketers are great testers.
Mm.
Great advertisers are great testers. You're always testing. That's why marketing is really a science. Advertising is really a science because I need to learn, um, what to put out to see how people respond to it.
Right.
So I don't just make something and put it out and think that that's the end. That's the end all be all. Let me give y'all a secret, man. Let me give you a secret here, guys.
Come on, Lev. Give us the secret. Give us
Man,
the secret.
you can win on social media if you understand how to interpret data, and you have ChatGPT to help you with that.
How can ChatGPT help me with
Man,
that?
I love it, Randy. Randy, you my boy. Listen, I promise. Let me pause for the cause and honor this man, right? Because I told Randy reached out to me. It's been a minute since you have reached out, and he was like, "Man, I
Yeah.
want to get you on." I said, "Perfect. I'm just count me in." And he
Yes,
was
sir.
like, "Well, what time?" I said, "Weekends only."
Yes, sir.
Obviously, today is not a weekend, but I make that exception because this is somebody I rock with. I
Man.
don't, and I'm not just saying that from an arrogant perspective. I don't do it anymore. I don't make myself accessible anymore because I do so many things. I do, man,
Right.
dude. I'm doing finances, coffee, marketing, ministry,
Yes, sir.
just life. I don't have time to give everybody my time. So
Man.
I'm honored to be here, but I want to give y'all some value, right? So I want to give y'all
Yeah.
a secret. Let me give y'all a secret.
I'm honored,
So,
man. I'm honored.
oh man, bro, you already know. Like you ain't man. There's certain people who can ask and they just receive. You know what I'm saying? Some people who can ask, they just get delayed. And I'm
I
not again.
appreciate it.
I'm not arrogant. Like I'm always getting asked. I don't, but I'm just saying like I
Exactly.
don't. I just don't always make myself available. So here's my
Yes,
point.
sir.
Let's get some secret sauce here. What I do when I do weekly or monthly reports for my clients running their ads, I take the data, like how much did I spend, what was my click through rate, what was my cost per click, what was my CPMs, what was whatever. I put all that and say, Chat GPT, based on this information here, print me out a 2 paragraph report telling my client their wins, their areas of opportunities, their expectations, and their action plan.
It'll do all of that. And I
Bring
and I
me.
wa- and I want to, and I know I don't mean to be nitpicky,
No,
but
please.
you're throwing some terms out
I got you.
you're throwing some terms at them, and
Got
they
you.
may not know what a click through rate is,
Sure.
a CPR, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I get it.
ABC.
I'm with it.
Yeah,
So let me
yeah,
first and foremost Google it. That's number
yes,
one.
sir.
But click through rate. What is the percentage of people who saw what you put out in the world and actually clicked on it to take an action?
Okay,
Saw your ad, clicked on it to go to your website to buy.
Gotcha.
What's that percentage? And you want to be around 1.5 to 2%. Sounds really low, but trust me, those are some good numbers across the board on average.
Gotcha.
Conversion rate on your website, 3% is pretty good. How well, what's the percentage of people who gets to, so out of 100 people, 3 people bought.
Mm.
And how much money does it cost to get in front of 1,000 people? CPM. So metrics are, whatever. You got to determine what metrics are important to you, so you can measure how successful you're advertising. Because what did I say just a moment ago? We're always testing. So
Mm.
okay, that didn't work. Let me tweak this and let me tweak that. Let me tweak this. Let me tweak. And when you get the right combination of tweaks, that thing can just make you a whole lots of money. All
So
right,
how many times do you have to test before you start making money? Because people want to make
man.
money right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta I got bills right now.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I give you an example of a strategy that I have when I do Facebook ads. It's like one of the first thing I do is audience testing. Again, I can go into this for days, and if you need to bring me back, or if you just want to talk, we can do it. But like audience
Yeah.
testing, like I can know what works in 3 to 5 days.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Now that doesn't give me the complete picture, but I can start telling you like this doesn't work, turn this off. This doesn't work, turn this off. This doesn't work, turn this off. This is working, keep it going. Reallocate your budget here. I mean, I can get like really granular in that way. Same thing with advertise. Same thing with your creative. Your creative is going to be images or video. I can let you know like, hey, people are dropping off here in your video, and here's why. Fix this, and let's see if they continue to watch more. They continue to watch more. We fix that problem. What's the next problem? Let me give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
I like
I had
this.
a guy
I like
who
this.
was a
I like
client
this.
who was running ads. All the metrics, the data was saying that the ad was performing really, really well.
Hmm.
Okay. I was surprised. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, I know I'm running it, but this
Yeah.
ain't me. This ain't just because of me. Like we found something here, right? And I told the guy, hey, fix A, B, C, D, and E. He's like, no, I don't know about that. I don't know. All right, well, cool. We're just gonna keep this ball rolling, then you'll see. So the next time we met, I showed him the data. I could tell where people were falling off and not completing the audience or the customer journey, right? The ads were working, the ads were getting people to
Wow.
his website. But when it
Mhm.
got to the website or got to his funnel, I knew by the data where they were not moving forward to, get on the phone with him to sign up for his course. Okay. So then he goes back and does what he does and asks people like, "What do you guys think?" And everybody came back and told them the same thing that I told him. He's like, "All right, now you know your thing, you know your stuff. My bad. Hey, whatever you say, let's rock." But
Right.
the data told me where the problem was.
Mm.
It's just like going to a doctor. The malpractice is when a doctor prescribes something to you without asking you the right questions. Malpractice is not him making a mistake. Malpractice is him not getting the information in the data to make a data-driven decision.
Mm.
So,
Yeah. Man, you
emotional
good.
decision versus data-driven decision, one makes you money, the other one just keeps you in a tizzy.
Wow.
I don't
Wow.
like this. I don't like that. Well, what do you like about it? I don't know. I just don't like it. Well, I don't like it, don't pay bills.
Right. Right.
Find out why you don't like it. And it could be just you being picky and analytical, which is not the fruit of the spirit, but that's okay. That's up
Right.
to you and your God and your wallet. But I'm telling you, the data says this. Then we took it a step further and said, hey, the real issue is it's you.
Mm.
You're not able to close. You're not able to convert.
Mm.
The ads are doing this work, the website or the funnel halfway working. But man, if you just close 2 people out of all this traffic, man, you making almost 10 grand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At where they were, where they priced for. So I was just like, I mean, I can't do it for you. I can lead you to water, and you have to drink. I'm leading you to water tonight. If you're listening to this podcast, you watching. I'm leading you to learn how to do Facebook ads on your own. I'm leading you to Chat GPT. I'm leading you to a place to understand your metrics are so important, and you can take those metrics and put into a Chat GPT, and they can tell you how to fix your own problem. If you got an Instagram account, you want to grow it. Are you looking at your metrics? Are you looking at how many people are you reaching? And da, 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 da. What are you doing with the data that they give you for free on a free platform? You get a free platform, free data, and free Chat GPT, and you still wonder why you're not growing.
Wow.
So
Wow.
like you have there's no excuse.
Right.
Now I get it. Some people don't have the information; they're not exposed. That's a different story. But for the most part, your listeners have everything at the palm of their hand to
Right
be
at the
successful.
with the phone.
Dude, this camera right here is better than the camera me and you had when we went to high school and we went to homecomings and prom.
Yes, sir.
You get better pictures and video quality on this phone than that was, and that was just 20
Bro,
years ago.
I am on one of those phones now.
You see
Literally.
what I'm saying?
I'm on an iPhone 14 Pro, and I was did a episode with my homeboy Big Cam I am, and we were
Come on.
talking about the difference between Android and Apple. I don't get into the debate because
Yeah.
I work, I'm in the cell phone industry, and
Yeah.
so I see it every single day.
Yep.
Listen, if you have a device, if you have whether you have an Android or Apple, it don't matter.
Yeah.
You can use what you have. I keep
Yes, sir.
stressing this. God told Moses, "What is in your hands?"
Bro, do you know that's how I started getting into digital marketing?
Wow. Yeah.
That that very scripture that you just said.
What is in your hands?
I was in church, sitting in the back, and my pastor said, "What do you have in your hand?" I was holding my phone. I said, "I'm gonna make money off of this."
Yes.
You
Yes.
see what I'm saying?
There are people making millions of dollars, even during the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when this online space really started to boom because people were locked at home, they were furloughed, and they were already on social media scrolling. So people was trying to figure out how to make money,
Yo,
specifically online.
can
And
I speak some
people,
truth to that?
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I
I
don't mean
want
to
you
cut
to.
you off
No, I
because I
want you
know.
to.
Listen, we're getting ready to experience something similar to a COVID. Now, I don't know how it's going. I don't know the
What
details,
you talking
but
about, Larry?
I
What you talking about?
feel like we're getting ready to usher ourselves into a season where it may not be COVID to where we can't go outside, but
Okay.
something's coming down the pipeline that's going to give us another opportunity at wealth distribution. Okay.
What we
So
talking
yes,
about, Larry? What we talking about?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the details, but I know in my
What,
knower, man, that God has given me the gift of the prophetic. God has given me the gift of the anointing of the sons of Issachar to understand the times and what we should do in them. And I'm telling you here now, prepare yourself. It could be another virus,
mm.
or it could be war. It could be. We don't know. We didn't know. Listen, I mean, Randy, can I keep it a buck 50 with you, bro?
Keep it a
I
bug, man.
told I told my pastor years, maybe a year and a half to 2 years. I said, Pastor, something is coming to where the church is going to be. People are going to be forced to stay at home by the government. I said, I don't know when it's going to happen. I said, we need to start putting together curriculum and content so where people can have Bible study in their living room. Nothing against him. He listened to me. He just, it just, God gave it to me. I didn't know. I didn't know. I said this the night of Trayvon Martin when he passed away. The night I was at a church service, I was at a Bible study during the week. It was on a Friday, if I'm not mistaken, a Thursday or a Friday. I said we're going to start seeing an increase in black men being murdered or killed by cops the night of Trayvon Martin. I said it before I read the news, before I saw it on my phone and CNN. I said it walking out of church. I've said things, and I'm not posting, putting me up because it's God who gives me the revelation.
Right.
But I'm telling you now, there's something coming. I believe if it's not COVID, it's going to be financial. If
Mm.
it's not, it's something that attacks us. It is going to be financial. I think that the Lord is getting ready to shake things up. So we're getting ready to be in another place where you're going to have to pivot to ride this wave, whether it's through social media, Facebook, I don't know. But there's something coming that you need to be prepared for, that you need to be saying, what do I need to do? You need to start looking and paying attention to what's going on. That's why people don't understand the times that we're in and what to do because there's nobody paying attention.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? I'm in Texas and gas is cheap as I can't remember last time I spent less than $3 a gallon on gas, but yet we're There's a war in the Middle East area that actually sometimes dictates the prices of gas. Something is happening. So I
Wow.
want to tell you people, this is the greatest time. There's two times in any history to get into entrepreneurship or make a pivot: when there's a startup and when there's transition. People are losing their jobs.
Yes.
Okay. People are losing jobs. Transition. People are starting businesses. This is the time. This is the season. You don't sow when it's plentiful. You sow when you have seed.
Wow.
And your
Hey, hold
seed
on,
could
hold
be
on,
your
hold on,
business.
Lev. Hold on, Lev.
Yeah,
You can't be ice skating
man,
too fast.
man. My bad.
Say that again. Say that again. Say
We
that again.
don't sow when it's plenty. We sow when it is scarce or when you have seed. What do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. So I do financial literacy. I help people with their finances, right? Just started this because God told me to do it, so I'm doing it. You're like, man, you doing that marketing, ads, and coffee? I'm doing it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm doing whatever God told me to do. So I'm learning as I have conversations, Randy, with people because I'm just trying to help them, right? I'm really trying to help. Yes, I make money. You don't pay me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I'm trying to help. People right now don't even want to have a conversation with me. People right now, when they do have the conversation, Randy, they blown away, but they don't take action
Mm.
because right now it's plenty, or it seems to be. You see what I'm saying? It seems to be. But what happens when you done had a conversation with me 3, 6 months from now, things go left field financially for you? And what I was trying to help you with and prevent you from experiencing is the very thing that you're experiencing right now.
Mm.
So
Mm.
you don't sow when things are going well only. You sow when you have seed. So anytime you have an opportunity to invest in yourself, anytime
Mhm.
you have an opportunity to invest in your business, anytime you have an opportunity to invest in getting your finance together, getting your health together, anytime you have the opportunity, that's when you take the opportunity. You don't take, listen, yes, if you get a diagnosis that you obese, diabetic, high blood pressure, get in the gym, but you
Mhm.
could have prevented it before you got there.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying today. That all this stuff, man, you can prevent being so desperate that $5 a day Facebook ad is appealing to you
Right.
when you can be doing the work to where you can spend $500 a day, $5,000 a day. Take,
So
yeah,
Lev, man, this is good. This is
my
good
bad.
stuff. This is good stuff. So let's talk about this. Let's go further with this online space
Sure.
because I'm very fascinated with the e-learning space,
Yep.
creating online courses.
Hmm.
I'm in the process of
Yeah.
creating my own digital course because what I want to do, what I'm going to do rather, by the help of the Lord, I want to help other people create their own digital course
Yep.
within their own targeted niche or
Hmm.
their targeted space. So if
Hmm.
you are a person who knows how to sew, you've been sewing for years, you're proficient at it, you'll be able to use my course to create your own course to sell to your own targeted people or
Hmm.
targeted space. And
Hmm.
so I have this idea,
Hmm.
I have this knowledge, I have this expertise.
Yeah.
And based on in conjunction with what you just said, that something is coming, how can I take what I have, what God has given me, what God has put in my hands? How can I utilize that, build a business in tandem with running Facebook ads? How can I put this thing together?
Yeah. There's multiple. It all depends on your goals, right? So
Yeah.
the number one answer in business is always it depends, right? Because it all depends on what you want to do. Can you run ads now to grow an email list to the people who may be interested in what you're getting ready to release? Sure. Can you run ads once it's done and ready? Sure. So it's really up to you. It just all depends. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're like, man, I want to do some advertising. When should I do it? When you have allocated a budget for it. You would be surprised, Randy. When I worked at a previous agency, I did a little bit of sales, right? Because I thought
Mhm.
maybe I'd make a little bit more money over there, right?
Right.
So went from ads to sales. I would talk to people. I give you an example. Give you an example. I love just examples. So I had
Mhm.
someone spend $200 and some $1,000 to start a clothing line, right, or clothing brand, and tailored to a totally different audience than me. And said they were sitting on 200 and some $1,000 in inventory that they have just waiting to sell.
Okay.
This person didn't have $5,000 to learn how to run ads.
Okay.
So let's think this thing through. I spent $250,000 to build a business, and I don't have the money to advertise.
Mm. Mm. You spent $250,000 to
To
build a
build a
business,
business,
but I don't,
website,
but I
product.
don't, and I don't have, but I don't have money to advertise.
Yes.
There's a
So
disconnect somewhere.
you would be surprised how many entrepreneurs, business owners, brands have great product, great website, great social media, but don't have money to adequately advertise. You would be surprised how many companies have the money to adequately advertise and still don't know how to do it. I spoke to a group of entrepreneurs one day. They're up and coming. I said the same problems you having is the same problem the $3 million company is having. Same problem $30 million company is having. Want to know how I know? Because I be on the inside. I talk to their business owners. I know their problems. Want to know what the biggest problem? No matter if you got $30 million or $30, it's the 6 inches between your ears.
Wow. Wow.
It will
So,
never change.
so I can have this big business, but if I don't get people, if I don't run traffic to my business, then people don't know I have a business.
Yeah. Hey, listen, and then you stuck. This person spent $250,000. I'm saying serious, and trust me, I believed him because I know what he does or what he did for a living. He took a severance, took a big chunk, said I'm
Right.
gonna do my own thing. Boom, but didn't have the money on even not even on a credit card. Couldn't even go get a new credit card to
Wow.
learn the skill to start making that money back to sell those pieces. And the art and the shirt was $70.
Wow.
The
Wow.
shirt was retail for 70.
So I mean, but here's the thing: we have a lot of people out there that got big brands trying to grow
Hmm.
their brand. They got
Yep.
brands. I mean, different type of things, different type of products, whether
Yep.
it's a physical product or a digital product. They have Shopify stores and things of that nature. But the thing is, and maybe, and I want you to add your spill on this.
Hmm.
Is posting, just mere posting, is that
Hmm.
advertising? Putting up a
No.
status, is that advertising? Hey, come buy
No.
my product. Here's the link.
Nope. Nope.
Why is that not advertising?
Well, it can be, but it's not smart advertising. It's not effective advertising. Nobody's gonna buy your product because you actually gonna buy it. You don't buy people's products yourself because they ask you to buy it. How many
Mm.
of you, after listening to this podcast in the past 14 days, I want to be generous in case there's some super health nuts listening. Past 14 days, you drove past several fast food restaurants. Why didn't you give all of them your money?
Okay.
They open. Why didn't you give them your money? Because somebody branded or marketed themselves or advertised themselves to get that dollar from you. So just because you post doesn't mean it's advertising.
So
Doesn't
what?
mean it's marketing.
So
Doesn't mean it's
how
branding.
do I get the word out?
You get the word out by being a human being that will serve or give before they ask somebody to give. There's an awesome book. I know this people probably don't like this guy, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh
He
yeah.
does a really, really good job of jab, 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 right hook.
Hmm.
Give, sell. But we just want to sell because we're desperate. We just want to sell because we started a business and I need to see a win to make sure this validates that this business is the right business for me, even though I know God told me that this is the business for me.
So what am I? What am? So if I'm giving, what am I giving?
Give you an example. How many times do you get on social? How many times do you open up your social media? Let's say your Instagram, and you purpose in your heart to engage with 30 people's pieces of content, 30 different pieces of content from 30 different people that you do not know.
Hmm.
How many times do we do that? Very few. How many times do you go on your Facebook page, people who you probably actually know or have some relationship with, and engage in their posts?
Wow.
Oh, but you want people to engage in yours. Oh, okay, okay. Well, tell me how that's working for you. So it's simple human. That's why I tell everybody, you don't need a lot to do this. You need to just sit back, slow down, and say, "Hey, did I buy, uh, John Doe's T-shirt after he posted it online? No. Then why would you do the same thing he just did, thinking you're gonna get a different result?
So what you're saying is I shouldn't, if I have a product, if I have a shirt, if
Sure.
I have a T-shirt,
Yep.
my boy Jay Trizzle, he got this
Hmm.
Bedrock. So let's say I created Bedrock, although I didn't. This is a dope brand from my homeboy
Yeah.
from Flint, Michigan, man.
Yeah,
He
man.
got it going. So I got this dope brand and I'm excited about it. I already created the product. I didn't do any market research. In other words, I don't know if anybody is already interested in this product, but I put it out because I'm interested in it and I think it's a dope product. So I go out, post about it. Hey, my product is live. My product is ready to be purchased. Buy my product. So you're saying that's the incorrect way of marketing,
Let me be more accurate. That's the most
or not
incomplete.
effective, not effective.
It's the most incomplete way because now
Okay,
you need to go build relationships so people can want to even know that you have a new hoodie. Or you need to build relationships by giving your hoodie to the right person so when they rock it and they post about it, people want to buy it because they're so influential.
so you
So
leveraging influencers.
listen, I got a book that I need to finish. It's called Being Social on Social Media: The Relationship First Framework to Online Business.
Mm,
We we treat we treat these online platforms like they're robots, but
hmm.
they're a tool for you to be a human being. You see what I'm saying? You and I, before there was even any of the social media, had a relationship or a connection to where if you would have asked me today to jump on this podcast, 20, 30 years from now to jump on this podcast, I was gonna do it
Right.
because I got a relationship with you.
Yep.
We don't build relationships through social media for people to care about our posts about our hoodie. So people get frustrated and you start seeing the post, man, don't nobody support me. People don't support me. People, no, you don't support people. Let's just be real. You don't.
Got you.
So until you give enough, and the moment you feel tired that you engage too much, that's when you just now get started and you give more. Do you know how many times I done jumped on people's podcasts and asked, they ask me, I'm on it. Like some people don't get that, but a lot of people, I don't charge for them.
Right.
I'm not nobody to charge, but I'm just saying,
Right.
man, you hit me up, I'm on there. You know how many people hit me up? Hey, will you pray for me? Sure. Even from a ministry perspective, bro, I don't do no uh cash at me $5 and I'll pray for you. No, you need prayer, let's pray.
Right.
Like I'm I'm generous like that.
Right.
That's just my nature. You know what? I'm so generous. The people who are closest to me say, "Hey, you need to provide some structure. You're giving away too much for free."
Mm. Mm.
I'm being honest. I was married before, bro, and
Hmm.
she was like, "Will you stop being so generous? Like, like, calm, pull back." Now the young lady that's in my life now, soon to be wife, hey, she's like, "Man, you need to put
Congratulations.
some structure." Thank you. Like she's like, "Hey, structure. You're doing the most." She's probably looking at me like, "Hey, when you gonna wrap up that podcast?" I'm like, "Whenever we done, it's all good." You know what I'm saying? But
Yes,
that's
sir.
just, bro. I don't know nothing else. So it's hard for me to hear somebody whine and complain about why their business not working when you ain't supporting nobody.
So you got to support in order to receive.
Because it's relationship building. Businesses, especially when you small and you starting out, it, business. I mean, relationship building has to be number one because that's actually called branding. Okay,
Mhm.
so now people mess with me for the most part because they know I'm trustworthy. As an example, bro, just relaunched the coffee business October 9th, and we had like some crazy good days. We sold like $300+ worth of coffee, bro, in 2 days. People bought coffee and was like, I know this is gonna be good because I know you're passionate about coffee. I know the coffees I bought from you previously were good, so I know this one is going to be good, and I
Right.
just want to support you. That's in writing on Facebook right now. I didn't ask that person to do it. I built trust with this person.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? They
Right.
they bought product from me before. They was like, "Oh, this is really good." And they kept buying. They kept buying. And as soon as I put it out there, they were like, "Let's get it." Why? Because I've built a relationship with these people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't running one ad for my coffee business. I'm only reaching out, and I'm giving y'all a secret, man. If you really paying attention right now, I'm giving you really, really good stuff. I'm giving you a marketing strategy when you don't have money. You go to your relationships. Before I even spend a dime on advertising, I got a list of 400 people on my email list. I'm going to exhaust that thing. I don't care if I got to email them personally, one by one.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
care if I got to go through previous customers and say, hey, I'm back one by one. Guess who's going to do that?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
building
sir.
brand, that's building trust. So I'm telling you guys, man, marketing is not that hard. We've made it hard where we think we don't know. You do know.
You do.
So when your cousin or your friend or your family reach out to you and ask you to support them after they was there to help you with your flat tire, when they was
Mhm.
there watching your kids and doing all that, support them.
Support.
Somebody bought almost $100 worth of coffee from me, and they was like, "Hey, I'm doing this a challenge where they raising money for charity for a charitable. You think I'm not about that? Like sow into that charity?
Right.
This bird spent almost $100 worth of coffee. Coffee. You
Mm.
think I'm not about to just get? Come on, man. And we can get really deep, but that's how money flows. It's
Right.
called currency because it's always moving. But if it
Always moving.
stopped with you, money can't come to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I mean, like I said, we'll be
If
here all. I can
No,
go, bro.
no, no, no. You added a lot of value, man. But listen, we got to come back and do a part two. We got to
Wait,
do.
let's do it.
We
Let's do
got
it
to do a
tomorrow.
part two, bro.
Let's do it tomorrow. Let's knock it
Yeah.
out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May not be able to do it tomorrow, but we're gonna do
I'll
it.
get you. I get you. I get you. Send me the link. I'll
Yeah,
schedule it.
yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you. I got you. But listen, man. Let's put a bow on this and
Hmm.
speak directly to that faith-based creator,
Yeah.
budding entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur. They're working a 9 to 5. They're stuck in the 9 to 5, but they want to transition. They want to start that side business
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
speak directly to them
Sure.
and tell
Sure.
them that, yeah, yeah, just put a bow on this thing, man.
You're good enough. You can do it. Don't be impatient. Allow patience to actually be the business mentor you always ask for. Don't rush to leave that job. Stay on that job until you are in a financial position to do so. Please, please, man, please, sir, get your finances in order. See a financial advisor. Okay. But for those right now, you just starting out, you want to leave at 9 to 5, you stuck. You're not stuck. That money is seed money for your business. You're funding your liberation. You're funding your generational wealth. You're funding the best life you've ever experienced, that you always wanted to experience. So don't leave the job just yet. Be just as diligent on that job as you want to be in your business because you're always sowing. And if you're not sowing well where you are, it's not going to be a harvest where you're going. So I'm asking you, sis, I'm asking you, bro, like, be patient, do the work, grind, don't toil, but grind because God has it for you. He has another Facebook that he wants to bring into the world. He has another Amazon that he wants to bring into the world. He has another game changer. He ain't ran out of those ideas. He has a vast library of those ideas. And he's just waiting to see who's willing to be diligently and seek after him. And let me say this, and I'm going to pause. I'm going to stop right here.
Mm.
Let me get real deep to my theologians,
Talk
to
to
my
him. Talk to
churchy
him, man.
people,
Talk to him, man.
because I'm about to say something that's going to blow your mind. Out of your spirit, you produce. Your little scripture. Out of your spirit, your spirit produces for you. And your spirit is in the spirit, so there's no time. That's why scripturally we saw Jesus able to heal people in an instance, deliver in an instance. It was coming out of his spirit. Jesus never prayed from a deficiency. He prayed in agreement with what was already on the inside of him. So I'm asking you, entrepreneur, theologian, to produce from your spirit, not from your head, not from your hands, but from your spirit. 99% of the miracles recorded by Jesus, he did it by speaking from his spirit.
Mm.
Rarely did we see him go to the mud and put something on somebody's eyes. Rarely did we see him just reach out and touch. Most of what Jesus did, he spoke.
Mm.
Your new product is out of what you say. That coaching program is out of what you say. You want conversation for somebody coming along with you and filling the gaps, because it has to come out of your spirit, not out of your head, not out of ChatGPT, but out of your spirit. The business you desire from God is in there. You just got to dig deep, let him help you. And I'm telling you, you can own 30 McDonald's in 30 days. How can that happen? Well, it's not going to happen because you don't believe.
Mm.
But what you need comes out of your spirit, not from deficiency. And I'm going to go off on a limb here. I don't know if God answers prayers when we believe we have a deficiency.
Mm.
I believe God responds to the prayers of faith when we are confident, fully persuaded, fully convicted that it's going to work out. And that's not a prayer of deficiency. So, businesswoman, businessman, your success is in your hands. God already did it. He gave you everything you need. And you just got to use your faith to get it done. That's the
Yes,
ball.
sir. Yes, sir. Leveling
Yes,
Hunter,
sir.
ladies and gentlemen, he's come on and blessed us tremendously, blessed this podcast, and I believe that you'll never be the same again.
Mm-mm.
And brother, I appreciate you for coming on,
Anytime.
taking time out of your busy schedule
Man, come on,
to
man.
come on and share, man. I am so grateful, so honored to have you, man,
Same
to
here.
come on, and I'm so appreciative and excited for what God is doing in your life and in your
Thank you.
business and in your ministry, and what you offer to this space of entrepreneurship, man. I appreciate you. Please let the people know how they can connect with you. If you have a
Yeah.
digital product or anything of that nature, tell them how to patronize that particular product, where to
Mhm.
follow you, what social platforms you on, so they can connect with you on a more intimate level, man. Let the people
Yeah.
know, man.
Yeah. So, anytime people ask me this question on the podcast, I give the same answer. Where you can help me right here, right now, is make sure that you take this episode and share it with one person who you know needs to hear what just been said. That's how you support me, by following this podcast, subscribing to this podcast, rating this podcast wherever you download and listen to podcasts. So I need you right now. You see it on his lower third right there, Legacy Inspired Podcast. That's where you find me. That's where you support me. Do it there, and that's all I need. Don't even worry about me. Download this, share this episode. So that's how you support me. So I appreciate it, bro.
I appreciate you, man. Listen, thank you for joining another episode of the Legacy Inspired Podcast. Listen, see you on the next episode. Grace and peace.